One question I do get from my clients is how to go about choosing an A race. And when we go to choose an A race, we want to choose something that's going to be obviously appropriate for us, something that is going to be potentially a little bit of a reach, whether that's a distance goal or a time goal. But we also want to make sure that we give ourselves enough time to train appropriately for it. I know some of my clients have done marathons or half marathons in a couple of months of training. Usually those are people who have done distances and races in the past and have a good number of years of training under the belt. But someone who's brand new, it may not be as appropriate for you to do. So you need to keep that in mind. Just like my friend Danny Shapiro, who we will be working with all this year to make sure that he's all prepared for the New York City Marathon next November. He's someone who has trained for years, but mostly in the weight room, absolutely hates running but wants to do something hard. So his goal is to do the New York City Marathon after doing a half marathon with us last year. So when you are going for that A race, make sure you choose something that's going to be appropriate timeline for you to go through. Additionally, what we want to focus on is time of the year. And obviously time of the year has something to specifically do with the temperature, the humidity, and everything that goes about it. So when we are going about our training for that specific race, for example, like if we're going to do the Death Valley 100 race, or if we're talking about doing a half Ironman, an Ironman, a marathon race, we want to consider the location, we want to consider the elevation. We also want to consider the heat and humidity around that time of the year. Because leading up to that race, we want to get as specific with our training as possible, including the temperature, the humidity, and everything else that goes into it, so that we can not only practice how it's going to feel on race day, but also important to practice our appropriate fueling so that when we go on race day, we're already familiarized and prepared for what we're going to need to consume throughout that race. Just like for me, when I did New York City Marathon in 2022, I suffered through it because we had good, nice weather that was appropriate for marathon season. And then the day of the marathon, it was 76 degrees and humid on the streets. It wasn't the best race for me. It was definitely hard and challenging. Did I finish it? Yes. Do I hope to have redemption sometime, maybe next year? Definitely I do. So if you're someone who's choosing their A race and going through the calendars and all the events that are going on in your area or abroad, please make sure to keep these things into consideration. And if you do have any questions about choosing your A race and if it's appropriate for you, put that down in the comments. Make sure you like and follow us for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video.